Hello. Good morning, everyone. Glad to be here. So, any one of you guys here has seen End of the World movie? Those scary movie where the planet Earth is a wasteland, no one can live here anymore? Well, I'm afraid to say it can happen. It will happen because what we are doing with the planet. In the past 100 years, we've done so much things that damage the planet. You know, the situation is very bad. As a matter of fact, 75% of land degraded, cannot be used anymore. Farmlands getting smaller and smaller. Fresh water depleted. You know, our planet, 70% water, but only 2.5% is fresh water. Those from 2.5% fresh water, only 0.007 is easily accessed by us. That's in the form of lake, river, freshwater lake and river. And those lake and river nowadays is getting smaller and smaller. Freshwater depleted because what we do. If there is no more land, there is no more fresh water, the biggest impact is agriculture. You know, agriculture is necessity for all of us. So if we cannot plant any more crops, end of the world is getting closer and closer, and it can happen within our lifetimes. Not 1,000 years from now, not even 100 years from now. It happened quicker than that. That being said, the world population is keep increasing. By 2050, there will be 9 billion people living on this planet. Imagine, if there is no more land, not enough fresh water, as a matter of fact, not enough farmers. Some people claim farming is a dying industry. No regeneration of farmers. Indonesia, for example, 70% of our farmers is 65 years old and older. It's very sad. So, what I do, I used to live in the state for 20 some years. You know, I like to do something more with my life, and my calling is in agriculture. I started a company, a startup called Greens, where me and a few of my friends looking for different solutions. How can we survive the next generations? How can we create solutions to save the planet and farming, agriculture, not just in Indonesia, even the world. So I, with my partner, started this company called Greens. We start in the garage of his home. We do different tests. We see what can we innovate, the type of technology we can use. You know, anything from Internet of Things, machine learning, artificial intelligence to blockchain technology. In this small garage, we took us about 4 years to do R&D. You see, it's not easy to recreate the best environment to plant different crops. Normally, that's God works. You know, God created the earth, the environment, the planet, so you guys can realize, right? Like different area of the world, good at growing different crops. You know, like Italy, France, a lot of grapes. You know, in Indonesia, we grow different type of grains. You know, even shallot, very good. But we ruin the planet. When we ruin the planet, climate change, global warming is the result of it. With climate change, there is no more season. Season got blurred. I used to live in Columbus, Ohio. In the middle of winter, I witnessed myself back in 2019. In the middle of winter, January, on Wednesday, snowstorm. It's like -5 Celsius. The following day, +30 Celsius, hot. all the snow melt. Me and my friends, we went out and played golf in the middle of winter. That's how serious climate change. So it's not a hoax, it's a real thing. So if we don't do anything, end of the world, it's happening. So my calling is in agriculture. How can we preserve the planet and creating a new solution to farm, to improve the condition of our food? Start in this small garage. We leverage different technology. We started to use machine learning to learn how we can create the best environment to plant different crops. We are playing catch up, and we study different crops, different way of growing things. And we did it after 4 years. We were able to find about 30 algorithms to plant different crops, from leafy green flowers to berries and fruits. Finally, in 2021, we were able to create the first smart controlled environment agriculture in Indonesia. Portable smart controlled environment agriculture, where we can plant different crop, leafy greens needed in the middle of the city, inside a restaurant, like what you guys see here. Our first one is in Asta, District 8, in Botanica restaurants. They plant different herbs, microgreens, anything that difficult to grow in Indonesia. Well, when we trying to innovate different things, it's not always easy. Failures come with the territories. A lot of failures, a lot of trial and error. See how can we grow different things, see how to optimize different things, see how can we get the best yield. Talking about yield, for example, because of the climate change. 20 years ago, rice field, when they grow rice, their yield now, compared to 20 years ago, it's 90% less. They have to use more nutrients, more way of trying to grow rice. This is some of the things we do. We able to showcase our technology. Back then in Plaza Indonesia, we have an experience centers. Our Minister of Tourism and Economic Creative came over for our grand opening. In Plaza Indonesia, we able to showcase how from our garden to your plate, we able to serve different ingredients, fresh, the food safety is there, the quality, no harmful chemicals, no pesticide needed to grow using our system and technology. Fast forward, 2024, we able to multiply our intelligent garden in different spots in Indonesia, in Jakarta, in Bali. A lot of restaurants, resort, hotels use our intelligent garden. This is some of the pictures. We are in Grand Hyatt, Jakarta, in Pullman, in different parts of Indonesia. Agriculture is not something that we can create automatically. It takes progress, it takes time. I found my patience in agriculture, and now we are trying to implement our technology, our system across farming industry in Indonesia, from greenhouses, different crops, to fruits. Without a new way of farming, the humanity, is gonna be gone just like that. We cannot survive without food source. We cannot survive without fresh water. So how can we do to preserve what we have and to improve our conditions for the next generation ahead? For me, my calling is in agriculture, so I always like to encourage, this is not solution for a company to find out. This is something that all of us need to be part of. We need to create a movement together. How can we save the planet? How can we together be a farmer? How that profession can be regenerate. How can we encourage the next generations to care more where your food is coming from? Nowadays, it's very easy. I talk to a lot of people. Well, I don't see we have shortage of food. I can just go to those apps, order my food, and there. It's as simple as that. But you see, we need to learn more. Everything that we see, our food, has to come from somewhere. We cannot just make in the lab, in the laboratory, in the factory, rice, melon, strawberry. We need to grow them. When we growing takes some process, growing takes some skills, growing takes some knowledge, and with the climate change, innovations. Otherwise, a lot of plantation, vegetation are being lost. It's happening. It's very difficult to grow things nowadays. So I encourage everyone to be able to farm with us, create solution together, and protect the planet. What we have, if we don't really care and we don't want to know what's going on, the end of the world is happening. I believe that's all I have for you guys, and I hope you guys can join the movement to take care of our planet and to sustain our livelihood for the next generation ahead. My name is Erwin Gunawan. Thank you very much for your time this morning.